And here we are, the end of May. The Dragon Lord van is completed. I'm the artist, Ed Beard Jr. You can reach my website by www.edbeardjr.com. Been a fantasy illustrator for books, games, and whatnot for the last 25 years. And many years before that, I was an automotive airbrush artist. And basically, I'm getting back into it, as you can see here. This is my first re-entry into the marketplace. Spent 921 hours on this piece. This is a 2000 Dodge Ram Van 1500 that we customized the motor, transmission, and exhaust. Did a little beef up to the 318. And of course, muraled the entire thing with the theme of dragons. It basically takes you from the Elder Dragon, who's right here reading from his book, The Ancient Tome. Tells the story of how the dragons were created by the Fire Dragon, of course. And from the Fire Dragon element, give you a real close-up of the hood. What I've done here is I've hidden a lot of elemental fire beings and skulls and whatnot within the flames. I've also incorporated flames in each of the louvered sections of the inner grille. This was an enormous amount of work. Not to mention on the hood scoop, you can see the tail hops right up and over the hood scoop. Once again, more hidden skulls here, hidden flaming skulls there. I've taken a lot of time to actually hide a whole bunch of different things in it. Even on this side. See one there, see one there. All right, let me take you down on the driver's side where the sunlight's coming in. And you can see from the book that he reads, this is towards the end chapter, and he's basically reading, and as he's reading, things are coming together, coming to life, and they're emerging from kind of like hellfire and smoke, and you see the demon faces and all kinds of hellfire and clouds, almost like an apocalyptic feeling. And of course, the whole concept was that as the dragons emerged from the earth, sooner or later man came into play. The age of magic was, of course, at the time of temptation. And so for the dragon world, they too, with their riders, inevitably came to the epic battle of good and evil. And that's what we're looking at right here. And of course, who better to be the subject but the Grim Reaper, fourth horseman of the apocalypse, riding a dragon mare, which is a combination horse and dragon. I've tried to keep a little bit of elements that you may be familiar with from Revelations, just for the heck of it. After all, this is a 2012 mural job. So we've got a hell's fire, storm clouds, lightning, you've got volcanic eruptions. You have, of course, down here, this is basically a massive fissure in the earth, so it's earthquakes. And of course, the blood red moon and the eclipse. And I really get into the detail. I don't know if there's such a shine on this. We have so many coats of clear on it. It's hard to see, but I've got every little crater of the moon shown there. And then of course, in opposition, we have the white, more or less white and purple dragon that is being ridden by the Valkyrie, holding the fiery sword of truth, if you will. Who better to work in companionship with the dragon on the good side. And you can tell that the clouds, there's a little bit of dusk light coming through, but these are all, of course, night scenes. This is a black van originally. Up on the rear spoiler, I've carried on a little bit of the sky and the mural work, as I'm going to take you around the corner here, even to that column. Here we have the rear side. This is where we have more or less the temptation of the dragon kind. And I like to, this is my comedy relief, if you will. This is the speak no evil, as his snout is tied. We have the hear no evil. Definitely he is not interested in knowing anything that's going on. And then lastly, of course, the see no evil, who, as far as he's concerned, if he can't see it, there's nothing wrong with doing it. So he's enjoying eating a night. Also, if you look up top, I've carried the Skyscape, which is kind of, again, dusk scene. It goes all the way up, and you see stars and constellations on the rear spoiler as well as the roof. Now we have one of the fun spots here. This is the tree that separates the rear from the passenger side, and I love to hide things. And like I said, we've got these little unusual creatures that are peeking their eyes out from the tree. Not sure exactly where they come from, what type of creature they are, but we are in the world of magic on this van, so the Dragon Lord has all kinds of different things. And of course we have the great Sorcerer wizard. He is a dragon wizard. He's kind of part dragon, part human, and he psychically commands and controls the dragons that are within his realm. If you look at the crystal ball, you can see inside he's actually commanding the dragon that's up here on the castle. That's why you saw the eye in the crystal ball. He's kind of like, all right, what do you want me to do now? Quite sure what happened to this guy here. Basically, we have kind of like an undead soldier. I guess, again, with battles and humanity going to heck, things didn't work out too good for this guy. On the other hand, it could have been the dragon might have been saving him for a later snack, or he simply got run over by my tire. Here we have the water dragon, and of course a little more Asian elements go along with that. And what I like about this is that it has that submerged look to it. You can see where his legs and his feet are underwater. Even the statue of the Emperor down below. And the Glacier Dragon, which of course is the opposition to the Fire Dragon, and then needless to say, is born from the fire. So you have the fire, the ice, and then inevitably the water. One of the other things I like to do is work really tight in detail. This walkway, this stone kind of dam, if you will, I mean, I'm talking every little line is highlighted, cracks on the surface of the rocks. And then as you go to the castle, every little crack, and even down to a 1/4 inch high princess, as well as up here, we're seeing an armored knight. And as far as the trees, I really get into the detail, every little brushstroke of those trees. That's the benefit of not doing the freehand airbrush, which is so much faster and so much easier, as compared to actually taking the time to do the frisket work, drawing everything out, cutting a frisket so you're not going to get overspray, and tightly working those details so the robe lines look accurate, going back over with fine brush work. So there is the fruits of the 921 hours worth of labor, a lot of help from some great people at HQ Auto Body in Pompano Beach, Florida, who had prepped the vehicle, base coated it for me, and clear coated. Did a great job. And my God, the clear coat's so glossy, so shiny, I can barely video or photograph the thing. You really have to be here in person to see the imagery, because you just get like a mirror finish reflection off of it. And of course I have a variety of other sponsors too. O'Reilly's Supply Inc. out of Williamsport, Pennsylvania, who provided the clear coat, sponsored that. And overall, just a great group of people that were involved in this project from the beginning. Also have a little flame work up on the roof. So there you have it. The Dragon Lord van is born in the year 2000 with a wraparound piece of artwork. Again, my name is fantasy artist Ed Beer Jr. I can be reached at www.edbeerjr.com. I look forward to hearing from you and perhaps doing some high-end airbrush and illustration work for your custom vehicle. Well, folks, I'm back on the road again. I'll be seeing you guys at one of my different conventions, some of the custom car shows that I'll be going to, as well as the Renaissance fairs. One thing for sure, I'll be at the Carlisle Truck National Show in August. I'll also be at the Turkey Rod Run in Daytona 500 Speedway. And that's, of course, on Thanksgiving of 2012, running through that Sunday. And I'll probably be doing a couple cell phone's ready to take some photographs.